Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game number 5 in this series. Game 5 taking place here on Secret Valley, as we see Cechi once again spawning as the yellow undead player on the bottom left. On the top right, we do have Hawk spawning as the teal human, and I really thought that game number 4, Terranistan, as human favorable as it would be an easy game for Hawk to take. With the easy expansion and the mercenary camp, you would think that Hawk would just be able to run away with the superior economy and a lot more units, but Cechi with some amazing control, being able to fend off attacks, keeping low hit point crypt fiends alive, and being able to get to the mid game not too far behind, ends up taking a very large lead in this series. Now, we are currently 3-1 in favor of Cechi. What is going to be going down in this game? Only time can tell, as I am speeding up the game just a little bit until we get to that 8-minute mark. All right, there we go. 2-minute mark. Arcane Tower already up. Militia being called down. Archmage is in position. And here you go. Null Overseer going after that water elemental already. How a water elemental can be poisoned, I'm not sure, as it is a being of magic, but you know what, let's not look too much into it. Null Overseer is going to get taken out, and with that, Archmage will be just shy of level 2. Meanwhile, Death Knight now running up. Is he going to be able to get a Death Coil off onto the water elemental? That is the big question there. And there's the Death Coil, there's the experience steal, gets him 42 experience, which is very big at this point. The Death Knight in this matchup is often very far behind in terms of level. It is not uncommon to see a level 3 Archmage go up against a level 1 Death Knight. The Death Knight and the Undead Army generally don't have a very strong early game, unlike the humans. However, the human army then ends up being a little bit behind right at the mid game, with the Undead having many more towers, or the ability to defend from home very easily, as another Death Coil goes down. And you can see now, up to 84 experience. Both kills now have come. Oh, beautiful denial by Cechi there. Both kills and all the experience coming in from the Death Knight from those water elemental, as the Huntsman now looks like it may get taken out. Archmage now making its way over to Secret Valley's easy to take expansion location here at the 3 o'clock location. Archmage gonna drop a water elemental, most likely call in the militia, bring over the footmen, and once more try and clear this creep camp. Crypt Fiend, one Crypt Fiend on the board compared to a whole bunch of militia and footmen. And what is going to be happening here? The Death Knight does not get the experience off of that Death Coil, a bit of a wasted Death Coil there, as the militia and the footmen are now pushing back those Crypt Fiends. The Death Knight unable to get the kill off of that militia there, and you can see more damage. The Death Knight gets the kill on the Ogre Magi. Beautiful steal, and with that gets to level 2. Alright, let's take a look at what's happening here. The Death Knight and the Archmage both going at it. That low hit point Crypt Fiend taking a bit of damage. The Death Knight still does not have enough to try and take out the Archmage yet, as the Arcane Tower now coming up. Double Crypt Fiends all the way. What does it mean? It means that Arcane Tower most likely will not see the light of day as it gets taken out. Meanwhile, the Water Elemental trying to chase down that Crypt Fiend. That is not going to be a very good fight at all, as the Skeletal Minions are falling slowly but surely. Water Elemental not going to really be able to do very much, as the Footmen are now rejoining in on this fight. Archmage went to the spa, that Fountain of Health on the bottom, was able to regenerate a bit of hit points, and is now running laps around there, slowly regenerating those hit points. Archmage does have plus 12 attack, very impressive, with the Claws of Attack plus 6 and Mantle of Intelligence, or Claws of Attack plus 9 and Mantle of Intelligence, as the Crypt Fiend are still running around here. They could be in a little bit of trouble, as this one Crypt Fiend does have a Rod of Necromancy. It does need, and I do express, does need to transfer that to that Death Knight, as the Crypt Fiend cannot use it by himself. All right, let's take a look. Is it going to get transferred? I do believe so. The Crypt Fiends are now getting healed back up. The Death Knight still has not picked up the Rod of Necromancy as of yet, as we now see one footman. Oh goodness, is it gonna get the kill? Is it gonna get the kill? No, it does not. That Crypt Fiend regenerating hit points on Blight stays alive once again. And the Death Knight, is he gonna buy another Rod of Necromancy? Yes, he does, even though that Crypt Fiend has an extra Rod of Necromancy. This is a bit of a surprise if Cechi does not use this Rod of Necromancy. That's pretty much essentially another Crypt Fiend that he could have had in these fights. You can see that he's currently low on gold, and here we go. The Red Drake now being called over as the Crypt Fiend taking a lot of damage. Is the Death Knight going to be able to save it? Yes, it will be able to, just by sheer running away, as the Crypt Fiends are now running back again. All right, Rod of Necromancy still sitting right there. And what is going to be happening next? I don't believe Cechi remembered that he lost that Rod of Necromancy on a Crypt Fiend somewhere, and I am wondering what happens to the item when the Crypt Fiend dies. Does it drop? I believe it drops, but it's not something that happens all too often. More towers now coming up. Hawk playing that traditional human game, playing with towers, and those towers are so effective. Crypt Fiends now making their way off to the north. Let's take a look at this. Lich now coming back around. Lich has Rod of Necromancy. I believe it was pulled back here. All of these Crypt Fiends are rather low on hit points, and if the Archmage actually finds him, that is going to be very bad news. That plus 18 damage on the Archmage makes that Archmage a very strong hero by itself. Once you add into once the auto attack starts hitting into that 40 range, that is a very high bit of damage for a ranged magic user. All right, that Archmage sitting at, what is that, 45 damage per attack? That is crazy high, 45 to 53, as we are now looking at ghouls going to get taken down. There goes one ghoul. Are we going to see perhaps a Scroll Town portal? Where? No, away from the Archmage. And damage is being racked up here just a bit. Footmen are now trying to fight back in. We are diving in a bit. Footmen do have defend, as the Crypt Fiends are now starting to burrow. Archmage sitting at level 3. Death Knight sitting at level 3 as well. Potion of Invulnerability is on that Death Knight. It can use that if it gets into a bit of a sticky situation. And now instead the Footmen are actually going after Acolytes. All right, Acolyte after Acolyte could be falling, while Archmage now being forced to pull back here. But there is still plenty of damage to be had as we are fighting inside this base. Water Elemental attempting to take down a Ziggurat. The Ziggurat looks like it will just get destroyed. I don't know if it was canceled or not. As we are now looking at more Acolytes falling. Acolytes need to be trained. 11 over 11 gold, and that is it. The Lich now in a bit of trouble. Archmage now going to be teleporting the heck out of town and is able to recover and lick his wounds. All right. That is a bit of a problem. We can see Cechi is now a bit behind. Let's take a look at Hawk, who has now amassed up over 1,200 gold in the bank. He does have a lot of supply to work with as well, which is a bit of a surprise. He should have been training his Mountain King already. He should have been doing a lot of things much earlier, but he is now catching up. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going to happen here. Archmage now going up against the Death Knight. Yes, the Death Knight attempting to run away. What is with the pinging? Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. That is something that is totally beyond my control. And now, what is happening here? Okay, I'm getting tangled on my headphones. All right, let's go ahead and come back. All right, you can see that there is a meat wagon now pushing pressure on the Arcane Vault. Arcane Vault gonna fall. There it goes. And we have a Staff of Teleportation to head back home. All right, Footmen are all ready to engage against the Acolytes here. And if this does turn into a base race, well, Hawk has an extra base to give. You can take a look at the massive repairing going on right now. And all of a sudden back over here, we can still see that the Acolytes are attempting to run back. No gold being mined from the Haunted Gold Mine. And that means it is pretty much 2 bases to 0 at this point, as the peasants are starting to slowly fall. Death Knight now getting very close to level 4. Footmen are now taking down individual units one at a time, and Hawk is going to be doing irreparable damage here. The Acolytes, none of them are able to repair at all, as the Acolytes are now all fallen. Archmage looking to take down the Haunted Gold Mine. Haunted Gold Mine now down to 288 hit points. Acolytes are attempting to repair. Are they going to be able to do anything as the Archmage, now down to 98 hit points, will be able to survive and is now attempting to run away. Archmage currently fine as we're looking at the ghouls and the skeletal minions attempting to take down that water elemental. There it goes. Meanwhile, back at the expansion is still looking pretty good at this point, with plenty of towers to try and recover. All right, you can see that siege attack still doing so much damage. Another peasant getting taken down. Death Knight just shy of level 4, as we see the main town hall now getting attacked. Archmage now regenerating at that fountain of health down over here. Mountain King now looking to pull back. Mountain King has to be a bit careful. You can see the stronger economy giving him about 400 or 500 gold, which is still really good at this point. But this is not looking all too great. If the Death Knight can get to level 4, that is going to be very, very problematic. Once more acolytes need to be trained up. 7,000 or 6,900 gold compared to 5,500 gold. That is a huge gold discrepancy, even when you add in the fact that the gold mine, this gold mine has been mined as well. So far, 41 over 60 supply compared to 39 over 50. The problem is that Hawk has a lot of supply tied up in peasants. The peasants themselves cannot do very much, as we are now looking at the Archmage running in again with a water elemental and footman. All right, Archmage taking a lot of damage, has to be very careful. Now backing off. No, why does it even bother to back off if it's just going to constantly stay within range? Stormbolt could be going down. Potion of healing, oh no, Scroll of healing now used, as we are now looking at a big fight here. Acolyte after Acolyte now getting laid low, as we are seeing all of these guard towers still trying to protect this expansion. So far, it's looking like the Crypt Fiends may try and go after these peasants one at a time. And the Mountain King now low on hit points. It gets taken down. Lich now up to level 3, but the gold mine is going to go down there. There it goes. And now the Archmage, if it can take down these Acolytes, is pretty much going to shut down anything that can be done. Paladin now arrives to the party just in time to heal the Archmage. Triple water elementals now taking things away, as we see Hawk taking game number 5. We are now at 3-2 in favor of Cechi. Will Cechi be able to even things up, or will Hawk be able to even things up, or will Cechi be able to finish off his opponent 4-2 in this series? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned.